Hello, my name is Sophie Martin. I'm a student teacher right now at Ferndale Upper Elementary in a fourth grade classroom with Mrs. Harris as my mentor teacher. And I actually worked with Mrs. Harris before for my pre student teaching in winter of 2022. However, due to some circumstances, I had to take this past semester off in order to catch up on some required classes. That's why I didn't take my pre student teaching and my student teaching back to back, which does come with a bit of a disadvantage because that means it's been a whole semester plus the summer since I've been in the classroom. And even though I know the staff, the teachers, the school itself, some of the procedures, these are brand new students to me. So the past 2 weeks, I've been working on really building relationships with these students, learning who they are, what kind of needs they have, and how I can best accommodate them as a teacher. So it has been a bit of a challenge, but it's a challenge that I'm fully for, and I'm really looking forward to this semester of student teaching. Now, when I think about becoming an urban educator and how to be reflective, innovative, and committed to equity for diverse learners, first, let's talk about what it means to be a reflective educator. Now, I think it's really important to reflect on what you're doing. Maybe take a moment every day after school and just think about, oh, what went well today? What didn't go well today? Do you know why something went well or why it did not? And if you do know why something didn't go well, figure out what you can do better in order to do a better job um, with your lesson. And just change as needed. And if something went well, think about why it went well and maybe apply that to other situations and other lessons, and just learn how, reflect on how your class is doing, how they're reacting to your lessons, to your activities, and just really just take a moment, 5-10 minutes of the day, and just really think about what am I doing and what should I change and what should I keep. And I think that's really important, that we self-criticize because we're going to make mistakes, and it's important to learn from those mistakes. When I think about a teacher that is innovative, think of someone who thinks outside the box. We are going to be dealing with so many different learners, so many different classrooms, that we need to think about, all right, what are some lessons I can make? And not just, you can use lessons plans from other people, but you need to come up with your own stuff and figure out just what do my specific students need, and how can I take this subject and put it in a lesson that reaches all my students, not just a few. um it's also about being able to kind of think on the fly, because we all know that no matter how hard you plan for a lesson, you something's going to go wrong. We're all human. We all make mistakes. Sometimes students aren't responding to what you want them to do. And I think part of being innovative is realizing that and thinking, okay, what can I do instead? And just thinking at that moment, all right, we're going to stop doing this, or we're going to keep doing this, but I'm going to change it a little bit, or we're going to power through, but then I'm going to think about how I can do this lesson or this activity better for next time. And it's just really important just to always be thinking of ways you can do better. That's also with that reflective, but I also think it's important to be innovative because, it's good to think outside the box and to really think about what do I need to do for my students. And when I think about a teacher that is dedicated to equity of diverse learners, our your classroom, my classroom right now, it has 26 students. That means 26 different learners who all are going to learn in completely different ways. And we need to know how to accommodate all of those needs. We don't want any student falling behind. I think in my pre-student teaching, it was a very important lesson I learned of how to deal with students with very diverse learning needs. One thing that's great about Ferndale Upper Elementary is they have special ed students integrated into the classroom. So they all learn together, and we really need to be accommodated to those students and their needs. And like an example, in my pre-student teaching, there were many students that were at about a kindergarten reading level. So when we had materials for them, we always needed to make sure that it was something students could read for the students that didn't need the accommodation, but also some either the teacher reading it out loud for them, or like a video or a recording reading it out loud. That way, those students who have difficulty with reading aren't being left out of a certain assignment or the directions just because they struggle more with reading. And in this classroom, um, it does not seem to have quite as much needs in the academic sense, like I did in my pre-student teaching, but there are a lot of students with behavioral issues that I know I'm going to have to, reflect and adapt to what they need and how to best interact with those students and build a relationship. That way they can learn in the best environment they possibly can. Um, I'm really excited about the semester. I'm really loving my kids, and I can't wait for what comes next. Thank you.